All right, let's plow ahead here. You know what we went to? We went to Texas OSU on Saturday, and I got to tell you, man, I've been such a huge fan of the Longhorns my whole life, man. It was a great mascot, great colors. I started watching them back when, like, Jerry Gray was one of their big All-Americans. I remember he went with the Rams, if I was correct. I was just a fan of him, and I thought he was a fucking great player. I missed Earl Campbell, but they were always good. Texas football was always the shit, so I always wanted to go. And as I mentioned before, I think I told this last time, I always wanted to go, and I booked myself at the Cap City Comedy Club, and they were playing Missouri in the afternoon. I was going to do the show at night. And I was all excited. I bought tickets. I was ready to go. And then what ended up happening was Texas and Missouri were both 4-0, and the flex schedule moved the game to like 8 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night. So not only did I not get to go to the game, nobody showed up. Nobody showed up to my fucking show. And so I finally got to go. And I'd like to thank Dudley from the Dudley and Bob Show, who hooked me up with some tickets. And South by Southwest Festival, they also, the Moon Tower Festival. The Moon Tower Festival also hooked me up with tickets. I ended up with more tickets than I needed, and I was actually able to hook up with some other friends that I've made in Austin. And, oh man, it was great, dude. And I got to thank Luke and all his friends for reaching out to me on Twitter. And me and Verzi showed up. We drove up from San Antonio, right? Oh, dude, we had the best fucking time. Drove up, got a small breakfast because we knew this kid, Luke, was going to be smoking whatever the fuck he was going to be smoking. And we showed up at their tailgate, threw some money in. We brought some shit. We brought some biscuits in from the Czech bakery. And we showed up, and this dude, Luke, was making, he was smoking sausage wrapped in chicken, wrapped in bacon. All right? And then his side, he had sweet potatoes with this butter that he made that had bourbon in it and like brown sugar for the sweet potatoes. Dude, it was that butter on the potato. I was joking when I was eating it. I was like, I feel like I'm like getting buzzed and I'm going to have a heart attack at the same time. It's one of the greatest things I've ever tasted. Then he actually had a hearty coleslaw. Is there anything worse than the fucking milky shit? It's all watering down, spilling into all the good food. He had the hearty kind, fucking delicious. And then they had a peach cobbler that had peach and cherry in it. And, dude, it was fucking outstanding. And I tried to pick up, a couple of tips up on smoking meat and everything. But he actually had a smoker, so that's completely different than the big green egg. My problem has been keeping the fire going. So I actually had a podcast listener reach out who has a big green egg. Was nice enough to send me a long email about some stuff. So I'm going to try to smoke some ribs on Wednesday. I'm just going to keep doing it till I fucking get it down. But anyway, so we met a bunch of people there. And Verzi said the funniest fucking thing when we were standing there is as we're eating the food. It's like so good. We're like whispering, going, oh my God, dude, this is fucking unreal. And Verzi goes, dude, I think people in the South are just inherently better at cookouts or barbecues, whatever you want. And I was joking with one of the guys there, was saying, like, because of we're growing up in the Northeast, we can only cook out for whatever, 5 months, 5.5 months out of the year. And then the rest of the time, it's just too goddamn cold, or the weather's just too fucking bad. So every year, the South, the people in the warmer climates, they just increase the gap. But it was just fucking delicious, right? I forgot to tell you guys, me and Verzi, like, just out of sheer boredom of driving 4 hours every fucking day, we were driving down from Dallas to San Antonio, I think, that day. And that was like a 4.5 hour drive with the traffic and shit. And we were trying to write a country song. And we came up with this country song. We just like, all right, so because there was a bunch of country stations, so we kept shutting off the radio. We'd turn the station and we'd have the sound down, go to a new country station, be like, all right, what's this song about? Is it about heartache, country road, or America? And that's how we were killing time. So then, just using that formula, we started writing this country song, and we came up with the chorus, anyways. of a hit country song. Now, granted, we can't sing, but if we got like Travis Tritt or somebody, with some sort of skills, we think this could be a hit. So we came up with the song. Basically went, America first. Every other place is the worst. Rather be in a fucking hearse than to live in another country. That was basically the chorus. And we were writing it. I know it's terrible, but well, fuck you. We're driving 4 hours in the middle of Texas. What are we going to do? There's nothing to see. You're just fucking driving endlessly, right? So we were coming up with, all right, now we can come up with the verses. And we were just like, well, yeah, she's been to Paris and he's been to Rome and you been to London, but that ain't home to me. I can't remember we somehow that's why I say America first. Every other place is worse. That's why every other place is worse, not the worst. Verzi kept getting on to it. So anyway, we come out of the game and, we're drunk, right? As you do. And we show back up at the tailgate. We say goodbye to Luke and all those guys. And we get out of our cigars and we couple of drinks. So then we're standing there. We don't have a ride back because we cabbed it over. And we're both old men. So neither one of us has the fucking Uber app on our on our phones. And there's like no taxis left. So we're just sort of stranded at the UT campus, just laughing, smoking cigars. And as people were walking by, Verzi starts telling them, hey, excuse me. Me and my buddy here, we got a #1 country song on iTunes. We're really excited about it. We're just trying to get a little word of mouth going because the numbers are going down. Would it be okay if we sing the chorus to you, right? And I'm thinking, what the fuck is he doing? But he did it, so I'm like, all right, we got to do it. So it'd be like groups of 4 or 5 people, these UT girls, and we were sitting there hammered with cigars, totally committed. Going America first. And immediately they'd have a worried look on their face. Every other place is worse. Rather be in a fucking hearse. And then when we get to the end, to live in another country. And we go country, you had to bring your chin down to your chest and then and you brought it up. It was either that part would make us laugh or the fucking hearse. And we bombed with it, man. These girls were just walking away, shaking their heads or just laughing. And then there was this one dude walked by, man. This guy was fucking hilarious. He came walking by. He's by himself. This Latino dude, right? Big guy. And he's like, all right, man. He goes, I'll listen to that. He takes his headphones off and we start singing it. And he immediately gets a smirk on his face. And then we start laughing. And then all three of us, just great. All three of us were laughing. And he couldn't tell if we were serious or not. He just knew it was fucking stupid. I don't know. It was probably one of my favorite times of the trip. And then finally this absolute fucking sweetheart stopped. And she was so nice. And we sang the whole thing. I actually felt bad about cursing. That's how nice she was. And then, as we were singing it, 3 times she went, oh, like it was nice. She was so nice in the end, and then she just goes like, oh, no, that was good. That was good. We found out, we go, what do you do for a living? You know what? I swear to God, she was a social worker. She just was a big-hearted, encouraging person. She was so fucking such a sweetheart. We were standing on the other side of this little stone wall so we wouldn't freak, a couple guys standing in a wooded area going, hey, ladies, it's kind of creepy at night. So we were on the other side of a wall to get a little bit of a barrier so we could get people to actually stop. Verzi actually walked around. She was such a sweetheart. He walked around to the other side of the wall and gave her a hug. Anyway, so that's what we did. That was Texas. And then I went on to America First. That's going to be in your head. I'm telling you. Somebody out there with some talent, man. I'm trying to think of some of the other lyrics we came up with. It was something like, I like pickup trucks and ponytails, shooting fuzzy critters. No, shooting little critters with fuzzy tails. Sitting in a tree fort covered in deer urine. I can't remember how it goes. Everything we would come up with, whatever. We were killing a fucking drive. What do you want from me? But if you guys want to flesh that thing out, I don't give a. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.